What is codependency and how to overcome it? Do you struggle to say no to others, even when you're overwhelmed or uncomfortable? Do you feel responsible for other people's happiness or emotions? Do you often prioritize others' needs over your own, even when it harms your well-being? Do you fear rejection or abandonment if you don't meet others' expectations? Do you feel resentful when others don't appreciate your efforts or reciprocate? Do you feel the need to fix others' problems, even when it's not your responsibility? If you answer yes to many of these questions, it may indicate codependent tendencies. Stay watching Unschooled Genius for the next 5 minutes or so to uncover answers and solutions to your most common questions about codependency. Codependency is a term often used to describe an unhealthy relationship pattern where one person becomes overly reliant on the approval, attention, or emotional support of another. It's more than just needing someone. It's about losing yourself in the process. If you've ever felt like your happiness depends entirely on someone else, or that you often put others' needs before your own, you may be experiencing codependency. The good news? You can break free from codependent habits and start living a healthier, more fulfilling life. What does codependency mean? At its core, codependency happens when someone prioritizes another person's needs over their own, to the point that their identity and happiness become tied to that person. Codependent individuals often feel responsible for other people's feelings and problems, taking on the role of fixer in the relationship. What is the psychology behind codependency? Codependency often stems from deeply rooted emotional and behavioral patterns. Many people who experience codependency learn these behaviors in childhood, especially if they grew up in environments where emotional needs weren't met or boundaries were unclear. Research indicates that codependent behavior can develop as a coping mechanism in response to trauma or neglect. Children raised in chaotic homes may learn to prioritize others' needs to feel safe or in control. This habit can carry over into adulthood, leading to a pattern of seeking validation through self-sacrifice. What are the long-term effects of codependency? While codependency might seem like caring too much, it can seriously impact your well-being and relationships. Some long-term effects include emotional exhaustion. Putting others first can leave you drained. Resentment. Over time, you may begin to resent those you've sacrificed for. Mental health struggles. Codependency can lead to anxiety and depression. Unhealthy relationships. It can hinder the formation of balanced relationships. What are the common codependent behaviors? Recognizing codependency is the first step toward change. The most common behaviors include overcommitting, taking on more responsibilities than you can handle. Neglecting your own needs, ignoring your desires for others' well-being. Seeking approval, constantly looking for validation before making decisions. For example, in a relationship, one partner becomes emotionally dependent on the other, needing constant affirmation to feel secure. They feel anxious when their partner is away or not immediately responsive, and they struggle to make decisions without consulting their partner, even on minor issues. How can I spot codependency in others? Being on the receiving end of someone who is codependent can bring mixed emotions. Here are some common feelings people might experience. Overwhelmed. The codependent person may constantly focus on your needs, trying to fix or take care of things for you, which can feel smothering or excessive. Guilty. You might feel guilty because the person sacrifices their own well-being for you, even when you don't ask them to, making you feel like you're taking advantage of them. Frustrated. You may want the codependent person to focus on their own happiness and needs, but they keep prioritizing you, which can create tension or frustration. Powerless. The dynamic might make it difficult to establish healthy boundaries, as the codependent person may avoid conflict or become overly accommodating, leaving you unsure of how to shift the relationship to a healthier place. How can I stop codependency? Build self-awareness by recognizing the behaviors that reflect codependency. Journaling can help identify moments when you overcommit, feel responsible for others' emotions, or put your needs last. Self-reflection will help you spot patterns and triggers that lead to codependent actions. Set boundaries. Codependents often struggle with saying no due to fear of conflict or rejection. Practice asserting yourself by politely declining requests that overwhelm you. Setting boundaries is vital to protect your emotional health. Prioritize self-care. Make self-care a priority by engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This helps you focus on your happiness and prevents burnout from constantly putting others first. Seek support. Breaking free from codependency can be challenging on your own. Therapy or support groups like Codependence Anonymous, CodeA, offer valuable guidance and a community of people who understand. A therapist can help you develop healthier behaviors and thought patterns. Focus on self-worth. Codependency often stems from believing your worth is tied to what you do for others. Remind yourself that your value is intrinsic, independent of how much you help others. Celebrate your strengths and surround yourself with supportive people. Communicate openly. If codependency is affecting your relationship, it's important to have an honest, respectful conversation with the other person. Use I statements to express your feelings without blaming them, like, "I realize I need to focus more on my own needs." Be prepared for different reactions and stay calm. Open communication helps create healthier boundaries and mutual understanding. Breaking free from codependency can feel overwhelming, but it's possible. By recognizing the signs and taking steps towards self-empowerment, you can build healthier relationships where your needs and happiness matter just as much as anyone else's. You deserve that balance. Let me know which tips work for you, or if you have any that I didn't mention in the comments below. Share the love and appreciation by liking, commenting, and subscribing. For many more topics on self-improvement, life hacks, and psychology, watch my other videos on Unschooled Genius. And remember, don't just watch the video. Take action. Become 1% better every day.